Hello, my name is Kelly Wilson. I am the Associate Director for our Center for Regenerative Agriculture at the University of Missouri. I'm also the Assistant Professor in the School of Natural Resources here. So our center is a fairly new center. We launched in 2021, but we are growing rapidly this year because of a few big projects that are coming up. So I wanted to share a little bit about what's coming down the pipeline. So the major project that I wanted to chat about is this new 5-year, $25 million project, which aims to catalyze climate smart farm practices. We're calling this project the Missouri Climate Resilient Crop and Livestock, or CIRCLE project. So this has several different components, some of which will be more applicable to different types of farmers, different producers, different landowners. But basically, the components are that we'll be creating these incentive payment programs for a series of specific practices, which I will show you in a minute. So 70% of that entire project budget is going directly to farmer incentive payments. We're also developing an easy-to-use participant sign-up application. So we're working with FarmRaise, which is an independent tech company that has created farmer apps before. And we're hoping that this will really reduce some of the barriers that can come up when you're trying to apply for different cost share programs or different types of programs to help support implementation of climate smart practices. We'll also be really amping up our technical assistance. So I'll show you in a minute that we have several different partners from across Missouri on this, and several of them will be adding positions, really trying to expand their reach so that we can really have boots on the ground to support producers. We'll also be amping up our education programs and our training programs. We'll be ensuring that there's a lot of space for the regenerative grazing school to kind of support some of the rotational grazing practices, and also working with several NGO kind of educational partners. Another big component of this project is to do monitoring, reporting, and verification of, what are the impacts of putting in place these climate smart practices, specifically related to the impacts for soil carbon sequestration and soil health. So there's a series of different kind of data points we'll be collecting. Some will be through Comet Planner, which is a USDA NRCS tool that helps you generalize the impacts of greenhouse gas impacts of climate smart practices, along with several other indicators that we'll be looking at to kind of triangulate what's happening. We'll also be developing more market opportunities for farmers using these climate smart commodities. So this doesn't mean we're creating a new label or anything, but we're trying to really work from what already exists. So we'll be expanding opportunities to sign up for the Ecosystem Service Market Consortium. We'll be bringing over the STAR program, which was initially piloted in Illinois. So those are several things that are coming up the tank that we hope will really create more opportunities for a whole range of farmers to use these practices. So we have 14 different formal partners on this project. So some we have across Missouri. We have, of course, the University of Missouri. We at the center will be leading this project with Center for Agroforestry, with a lot of involvement for MU Extension. We're also partnering with Lincoln University and their Small Farmers Outreach Program, working with commodity farm organization partners, NGO partners, agency partners, and agribusiness partners. So really, a whole team is working together to put this in place. So these are the payments that we will be incentivizing. So the first couple are really focused on cover crops, and then, of course, cover crop grazing, mixing the two of the next series, which is regenerative grazing practices. We also have this kind of new and innovative program that'll be called the Grow Your Edges Agroforestry Program, which is really a silviculture project where we're asking farmers to plant trees along the edges of existing forest land to provide shade for farmers. And of course, planting trees can be a great source of carbon sequestration. We'll be expanding upon a pilot project that will kind of focus on 4R nutrient management with precision fertilizer, manure application, looking at grid sampling and doing precision agriculture, that kind of thing. And then the component I will be leading are these climate smart fieldscapes. So this is most relevant to small and underserved farmers. And the idea is that we'll ask farmers who, may not have a ton of acres that it's worth signing up for an acre payment, but instead we'll ask them on kind of a adjacent area. And it won't have to be a certain, a whole acre. We'll ask them to put in place 3 or more climate smart practices that aim at maximizing soil carbon while maintaining productivity. So we assume these fieldscapes will be kind of size proportionate to the farm, should represent a significant portion of the production acreage, and can include the whole farm. So even if you have an eighth of an acre of vegetable production, you still could be eligible. So they will also be supporting our monitoring and market. They'll be involved in marketing opportunities, education opportunities. But this is really kind of a different scheme than the others, which are per acre payment. Everyone enrolled in this Climate Smart Fieldscape program will receive, we think, about $10,000 over a 3-year contract. You'll kind of participate as part of a cohort in each year if you were one of the applicants, one of the successful applicants. But basically, you'll be connected with a technical advisor who will also help you put in place these practices. And you'll get that advance payment of at least half of that $10,000 upfront to really reduce those first barriers to implementing a practice, which are often quite financial. So we'll also ask that somebody who's a part of the Climate Smart Fieldscape program will be a partner in education, and we'll do something in the way of a demonstration site. So this could mean participating in one farm tour. Perhaps it could mean being featured in a farmer video or a farmer press release or news article. So just a way to kind of be able to demonstrate as well as being able to contribute. And that's the last part, is being able to contribute, of course, to monitoring, reporting, and verification. So what happens when you put in place 3 or more stacked practices? That'll be kind of the goal that we're looking at. But just kind of to say that we just signed the contract, and we expect to start having more information for farmers to look at in the summer, probably around July. We'll be developing that sign-up app, and we'll have a lot more information there. We believe that incentive payment programs will start signing up in the summer of 2023. Depends on the practice and when the best time for implementing is. But please go ahead to our website, which I have here. There's a page that has more kind of an overview of these different project activities. And also wanted to kind of plug a couple other things coming up. We have another $10 million project called the Cover Crop National Variety Improvement and Seed Production Program. That project is working to do breeding as well as find opportunities for more producers to be producing cover crop seed, which is going to be a needed resource as we really try and advance acreage of cover crops being used across the U.S. But also ensure that there's more kind of livelihood opportunities for farmers who might be interested in producing cover crop seeds. We also do workshops and field days, and we have a monthly newsletter. Lots going on, so please connect with us and check out our website, and feel free to reach out with me if you have any questions. Thanks so much.